This is the Swarm and Shoot Football Show with me, Manny Matsakis, the head football coach at Defiance College. We feature Defiance College Football and everything that influences our program. This show is brought to you by our friends at Big Beat Coffee right across campus on North Clinton Street. I'm actually having a cup right now, so everybody check it out on YouTube, and you can see the video of the cup and how delicious this beverage is. Get the finest coffee beverages, even tea, in Defiance, as well as great pastries, breakfast sandwiches to start your day off, and you can even get a pick-me-up like a lot of our coaching staff does in the afternoon. I'd also like to bring on board the maker of this fine apparel right here, and not just Nike, but we're talking about BSN Sports, all right? I'd like to bring on board our latest sponsor, BSN Sports, and Rob Held and his sales team are the professionals you need to get in touch with for all your sporting goods and apparel needs in Ohio. Not only do they work with high school and college sports teams, they also deliver outstanding apparel to businesses so they can brand themselves in a first-class manner. This is episode number 39. Today's topic introduces our virtual visit to future Yellow Jackets. And here's what I mean by this. We realized early on that we would have to deal with a little bit of adversity, which is common in when you're running a football program. And the adversity hit by a virus that has hit the United States and other countries. And adversity meaning that we're in the middle of recruiting. And we had, at this point, about 50 top recruits coming onto campus at the end of March. And with that being the case, we lost every single one of them the opportunity to come here and do an overnight visit, which is how we generally recruit most of our football players, by coming in on a Friday night, staying the evening, going through an event Friday and Saturday before they depart. So flights were canceled, all kinds of things happened, and as this was transpiring, I started to put some thoughts together, visit with our assistant coach, and said, hey, what if we put together a virtual visit that could sell our program as if it's an overnight visit, to put the key things that we had put together. And a lot of this stuff that I'm about to share with you, we have been shooting video of our regular official visits. And as we had all this video footage, we decided, hey, let's put it into a course where a prospect can take a look at this and realize that they can get here for free. All right. And basically what I'm talking about, they don't have to get the plane ticket to come in, because one thing about our roster is, we have some really good players from the state of Ohio in our region, but we have 16, 17 states represented. And so we recruit nationally, where a lot of small college programs don't necessarily recruit the sheer volume of guys from other states. So we're trying to get the best fit. So for us, it was a bigger hit than most programs when you take a look at it this way. So I spoke to Tracy Ford over in admissions and said, hey, look, we'd like to do this. She was on board with this. In fact, you'll hear from her when you log on to take this virtual visit. And what we're able to do is, normally when a student athlete flies in or drives in to Defiance for their overnight visit, they get what is called a Discover Defiance Scholarship, which gives them $1,000 a year for every year that while they're attending here. All right, so each of those 4 years, they get a scholarship of $1,000. So, coming on a visit is well worth it if they decide to come here, and they've basically over 4 years would get $4,000. So that we're able now, by taking this virtual visit, which I'll share with you what it all entails, is in approximately an hour, a prospect can take this, go through each segment, and we make sure that the way the quality of this is, we make sure that let's say there's a video, you have to watch 90% of the video before you can go on to the next video. So we know it's being watched, and you're able to ascertain the information that can tell you, hey, I want to become a Yellow Jacket. And so that's what we're doing there. So approximately an hour or so, somebody can go through this segment by segment and have the opportunity to get this scholarship. And you will get it at the end. You'll get a certificate, and then that gives you the proof that you went through the course. We get verification of it, and we make sure that that you've been accepted and all your financial aid is set up properly and everything is a good fit, and this stacks on to your aid. So without further ado, all right, here is what you can expect from a virtual visit, from our virtual visit out there. So it'll start off. Everything goes in. We have it in 3 distinct segments. The first segment is a welcome, and you'll get a welcome from myself. You'll get an introduction to the program. You'll be able to hear me talk about our assistant coaches and what sets them apart nationally. And then we'll head into section 2. Section 2, it kicks off, and Tracy Ford comes in talking about our admissions and what it takes to get into school here and so forth, and all the different aspects from the admissions standpoint. Then in that section, you'll also be able to get an impressive overview of what we have to offer academically and get a feel for our campus life within that. So you'll get to a bit of a tour, and you'll understand what's happening there. And then that part will head into a briefing of what our competitive financial aid packaging looks like. And then once you have an understanding of our financial aid, then we wrap that section up by discovering Defiance in Northwest Ohio, where Kirsty Mack comes in from our Defiance Visitors Bureau and gives you just an inside understanding of, hey, here's the great restaurants in town. Here's what you can do, bed and breakfast. Here's all the different things happening in town and Northwest Ohio, which I think has always been a very, very positive side from the parents get the opportunity to hear this. So we will urge parents and their son to take a look at this together, because they're going to hear some cool things that set us apart from other towns that I've coached in. And then once that section 2 wraps up, we'll head into that final section, and in the third section, we start to lift the veil on Yellow Jacket football. And I know, these prospects out there, they want to become a Yellow Jacket. They want to see what's going on. So we'll kick that third section off with our 2019 highlight video. And then you'll be able to see some presentations on our triple shoot offense by Coach Wilson, and then our swarming defense, where Coach Johnson gives you an understanding of what it's like to play in his defensive system. And then once we get through that, you'll even get to hear from our position coaches as to what they expect from you as a future Yellow Jacket, before we wrap up everything with a tour of athletic facilities. Now, everything will be done here in the coming days. As we get everything up and running, the link will be below this video on swarmandshoot.com. We are also going to share this information via our social media platforms, Twitter and so forth, Instagram. All these things are going to be out there being released. And many of our top prospects are out there, you're going to get this in an email format to say, hey, look, you want to get the Defiance Scholarship here, the Discover Defiance Scholarship, and take this and go through this. But understand, as you're going through it, it won't take you to the next it won't give you the opportunity to go to the next section until you've gone through 90% of the video, because we want you to get as close to an official visit as possible online. And that is what this is all about. So I want to thank you so much for joining today's podcast, and let's get some future Yellow Jackets. Thank you for joining us on this latest episode of the Swarm and Shoot Football Show. If you're listening to this podcast, make sure to subscribe in iTunes, give us a rating, comment on the show. If you're watching this on YouTube, subscribe to our YouTube channel, hit the bell in the top corner there so you can get notifications when we release the next show. Feel free to comment below on a specific show, and we'll answer those questions as we need to. If you'd like to step up to the next level and get all kinds of updates, go to our website, swarmandshoot.com, where you'll get up-to-date alerts on all of our podcasts. You'll have the audio on there. There's actually a video player where you can scroll through each and every episode that we have of the podcast from the YouTube version. So you never really have to leave the site. You'll also see some features on various players, our coaching staff bios, all types of things going on in our program, when our golf scramble is, different fundraisers we do, just insights for you that take you to that next level, which is what swarmandshoot.com will do for you. Take a minute and subscribe with your email. When you log on, there'll actually probably be a pop-up about 6 seconds into it, and it gives you a chance to go in, and that will put you into our email database. So every time we update, you get an email knowing that we're basically set to go on the next episode of the podcast or any news that's coming out. Appreciate you supporting the program, and look forward to a wonderful season.